I'm Owen Bigland. This is the Inside Edge video blog. Okay, time for my quarterly market update. This one for late winter, spring 2019. I got a lot of people that have been chomping at the bit for me to do my quarterly market updates, but as my regular viewers know, I don't get into a lot of this statistic stuff and what the market is currently at with prices and active sales to listings ratios and that kind of thing. I kind of reserve that to about 4 times a year here because I want people to focus on the big picture. What real estate can do for you if you simply buy it and hold it. You need a principal residence, you need a roof over your head. And what happens in the short term with these statistics should be of little concern to you. And that's why I'm always posting other blogs on motivational blogs and on what successful investors, how they think, and just the buy and hold strategy that will work out fantastic for you if you embark on it. But 4 times a year, I will give you guys just a market update of where the market's at. And, on that note, if you want the real statistics, I again advise people there's only one source, and that is the Greater Vancouver Real Estate Board. You can log on to their website, and that will give you the straight good stats. Although, as I'm going to talk about in a minute, stats can be manipulated in any way. It all depends on how you're looking at them, what they're taking in. Is it all condos in Greater Vancouver, or is it just one-bedroom condos in Vancouver? The market is all over the road, and it's still, in some cases, with the one-bedroom units in downtown Vancouver under 600 and a quarter, it's actually still bordering on a high balanced, even a seller's market. Whereas if you want to go to the luxury condo market, it's a strong buyer's market. So it's all over the road here. As Mark Twain used to say, there's lies, damn lies, and statistics, and you can manipulate them any way you want. What I prefer to do with my blog, because I'm an active listing realtor, I also work with buyers as well. I'm one of Vancouver's top realtors. So I've always got listings. I'm always holding 4, 5, 6 listings, and I'm always working with a couple of buyers. As a matter of fact, I have a waiting list for my buyers. I've also got a long list of experienced long-term clients that are investor clients. So I'm always selling units every single month to investors. So I don't really need to rely on statistics from the board or spin them any way I can. I'll give you guys the straight goods as an active realtor who's selling homes every single week. As a matter of fact, January and February, the market is slow for sure. Sales are down, but January and February of this year were a record 2 months for me. Just in the month of February, I represented investor buyers on 5 Vancouver condos. 5 we sold in February. There's some good buying opportunities out there, which I'm going to get to in a minute here. So let me just give you a synopsis here from the front lines. Get the statistics out of the way. I'm going to give it to you in 2 or 3 minutes here where this market's at. Let's start with detached. Detached market is still in a buyer's market here. No signs of recovery really, although there are a few shoots of light coming up here. But for the most part, if you're looking, especially in the luxury market, $3.5 million in West Side Vancouver or over $2.5 or $3 million in East Side, it is a buyer's market and has been for about 1.5 years now. Market peaked about 2.5 years ago on the detached market. And if you want to go to areas like some of these suburb areas, some of these luxury homes out in White Rock or even West Richmond, priced over $3 or $3.5 million, it's a pretty strong buyer's market. Not much is selling, tons of inventory. Every 4th or 5th home is for sale. The thing with that market is it's very dependent on the Chinese buyer, not the foreign buyer, the Chinese buyer. All these buyers have got most of them have their Canadian passport or their permanent residency status. So remember that. They are not foreign buyers and are not triggering the foreign buyer's tax. Nobody is. Nobody's triggering the foreign buyer's tax. That's why the provincial government hasn't released any numbers of late. What are they collecting? It's virtually zero. But that market is definitely in a strong buyer's market. If you want to go into the luxury condo market for downtown, Cole Harbour, Yaletown, priced over $3 or $4 million, again, it's favoring the buyer. Let's move though on to the main market that most people are interested in. That's condos and townhomes. For condos in Vancouver right now, for the good 1-bedroom units priced under, let's call it $650, $675, it is at the high end of a balanced market. Good units, and I'm talking the good units here, the quality units that I like to put my clients into, are selling very quickly and very close to full asking price. The market is very healthy. Anyone that tells you otherwise is not giving you the straight goods on it. I know, because I'm selling these units every single week. You know, realtors like myself have access to much more in the way of statistics as the general public does. So, and I know there's going to be releasing more information for the general public on solds and history, and that's all great. But every day I follow every listing in Vancouver that gets listed. Condos, detached townhomes. On a typical day, we might get 100 listings, let's say. I can tell you that once you get to about the 23rd, 24th, 25th listing, everything from that point on is priced over $1 million. So we are not getting a whole lot of inventory priced under $1 million. That's the first thing. And try looking for a condo under $650 in downtown Vancouver. You're not going to bring up very much. Prices have been holding pretty firm, and that's typical. The downtown condo market, especially the 1 bedrooms, 2 bedrooms priced under $1 million, are pretty resilient, and they continue to be that way. So the other thing I want to point out, again, I have been pretty active with my investor clients of late, and I'm seeing some good units that are getting listed. The big difference now from 6 or 7 months ago is you don't have the bidding wars, and that is a huge plus, especially for my investor clients that want to buy it, put a tenant in it, keep it for 10 or 15 years or more, let the tenant do all the heavy lifting for them. So another thing that I've been doing lately with a lot of my more experienced investor clients is, first off, typically if they're looking for a 1 bedroom under 700 grand, it's a bit of a waiting game, I can tell you. There's not a whole lot of inventory for the good quality units. When we see one, we generally pounce on it pretty quick. And of the 5 sales that I had to investors in February, 3 of those, my buyers came in subject free. And a lot of people would say, well, if you're not in a bidding war, why are you offering subject free? Well, offering subject free will always get you the best price. And that's what my investor clients and all my clients, that's what everybody wants. Owen, I want you to buy this unit for me at the cheapest price possible. That's my goal. That's what we're working towards. And if you want to do that, writing subject free will always get you the best possible price. On a $700,000 condo, writing subject free will probably get you at least $10,000 or $15,000 off what the guy who's writing an offer with subjects. And there are ways to mitigate and reduce your risk almost down to zero. I educate and put my client and walk my clients through this. But you have to be comfortable in your financing, of course. You have to have a little bit of a buffer there. Of course, you're going to read all the strata documents, get the engineer's reports. Most of these stratas we're going after, I know them anyways. I've already sold in there or listed stuff in there in the past. I've read the documents. Most of these buildings are 3 to 5 to 6 to 7 years old, so they're quite young buildings anyways. So there's very little risk. It's not for everyone. It's more my experienced investor clients that are doing this, but writing subject free will by far get you the best price, especially in a market like this, where you're not in competition. It puts a lot of pressure on the seller to take that subject free offer. Because in this day and age with the financing issues and it's not easy to get a mortgage, when somebody takes an offer with subjects with an 8 or 9 day subject removal, they're basically taking that home off the market for 8 or 9 days. And I tell my selling clients, you know, the deal's not done yet. We've got to wait 8 or 9 days and hope that they can get that financing done. And it's a 50-50 thing these days. Many broken deals. I must have had 10 deals last year that fell apart because the financing couldn't go through when I was on the listing side. Subject-free offers pull a lot of weight. If the buyer doesn't accept it, they will counter it, but the counter will generally be at their best and final. The other things I'm seeing right now in the downtown, let's talk the downtown Vancouver condo market, is a healthy market. Overall balanced. We're talking condos here priced under $1 or $1.2 million. It's a nice market to be in right now. You know, after the last 3 or 4 years where it was a crazy seller's market, 6, 7, 8, 10 offers on properties, crazy bidding wars. It was great to be a listing realtor for sure. I would list a property, show it for a week, run some open houses, and then offer night on Tuesday and let the offers come in. Now we have very little of that. There are still some bidding wars going on, but for the most part, no. You can come in, put an offer on a property below asking price and negotiate it from there. It's a healthy market to be in, a little quieter, much more balanced, and I think a lot of realtors are like myself, kind of, are enjoying a little bit healthier market. But again, that said, the good units, especially the good 1-bedroom, 1 and dans, and even 2 beds priced under $1.1 million or $1.2 million are selling pretty quick. Have a look, track it on the MLS, and you'll see. What is languishing and what is getting reduced, and where you can maybe get a bit of a fire sale price on, are the dog units that I've talked about many times over the years. These are the units that are hugging up on bridges. They're on heinously busy streets, 20 hours of traffic a day, nonstop. They're stratas that maybe have some issues coming up, some levies coming up. In some cases, and these can be good buying opportunities, it might be a very good building, maybe an older strata that's in good order, but the unit itself is original and needs a full renovation. And there can be some good opportunities there, but those are the ones you can kind of pick up at a pretty good price, because a lot of these buyers might be first-time buyers. They're eking out a 15% or a 10% down payment to buy the unit, but now they need another spare $70,000, $80,000, $90,000, $100,000 to reno the unit. So it's a much rarer, much more limited buyer pool there. Those can also be excellent opportunities as well, for some, as long as it's in a good strata though. That's the important thing. Some of these stratas are a mess. And again, those are the ones that are going to get beaten up in this market. The dog units, and why I've always advocated, pay up a little bit more, buy a good quality unit in a good strata, in a good location, a good unit, good floor plan. Those are the ones that you pay a little extra for. But when it comes time to sell it, especially when you're in a balanced market, or even if we switch into a buyer's market, those are the ones you will still have no problem selling. And have a look on the MLS. Those good units, as I say, they are not sticking around. The final thing I'll say is there is no panic in this market whatsoever. Contrary to what the media will tell you, they love to fan the flames that the market is in crash mode, or we're headed for the big one here, which they've been saying for 20 years. And they always point, though, to the detached market. And yeah, that market is getting beaten up, the high-end detached market. But, that really isn't the market. It's a rare buyer that's paying $4, $5, $6 million for a detached home. Most buyers are concerned with condos, 1-bedroom and 2-bedroom condos priced under $1 million. And that market is still pretty healthy, and there is no panic. Now, will that change? You guys will be the first to know. I'll keep you posted here. Again, I tell everyone I have no biases towards this market. I think I'm one of the few people that tell both sides of the story and give you the straight goods here. I sell homes in buyer's markets, seller's markets, and balanced markets. And I don't need to paint a picture or cherry pick data. It's not going to make any difference to my business whatsoever. Zero. And again, I kind of welcome these balanced markets after the last 4 years we've had. Now, the final thing I'll close with is the detached market. The other thing too, I've got currently right now 6 listings right now, and I am selling my things on a pretty consistent basis here. I have had to reduce a few units that need a full reno, but my good 1-bedrooms, older wood frame 2-bedrooms priced right are selling within 30 days for me. What I am noticing in the detached market right now is the starter homes in East Vancouver. Let's call it a Vancouver special, priced under $1.6 million, and some of these older bungalow homes. I'm seeing rays of sunshine starting to peek through on these. These homes now are starting to sell. They always were selling in a pretty timely manner, these starter homes. But I'm seeing very little inventory, and any of the good ones that do get listed are being sold pretty quick. I'm also seeing that on the west side in areas like Kitsilano. Some of these starter homes that were priced around $2 million, these are off by about 300 from their highs that were selling maybe at 2.3 are now being had for around 2. They're selling below tax assessed. I'm starting to see these units getting picked off now as well. And again, inventory is nothing great. It's nothing to write home about. I know people are saying that inventory is going up. Inventory is going up a bit. But again, what is that inventory? Are they good quality 1-bedrooms or are they the dog units? And I'm here to tell you that the good quality detached homes on the Vancouver East Side, good Vancouver specials with a couple of suites priced under 1.6 are selling quickly, and there's not a lot of inventory. Same thing in Kitsilano, a good Kits home on a standard lot priced under 2. 2 years ago, that was unheard of, having anything priced under 2. Now, those that when they do get on listed, they are selling pretty quickly. So it's a balanced market, no panic yet. The detached market, especially the luxury stuff, of course, is in a buyer's mode for sure. So I'll give you guys a further update as we go into the spring and into the summer. But again, no panic in this market. And sometimes it never ceases to amaze me how resilient, especially the downtown condo market is, downtown Vancouver, especially the good quality 1 bedrooms, 1 and dens, and some of the lower priced 2 bedrooms. Those are selling. I'm Owen Bigland. As always, thanks for watching. I'll see you next week.